What's up, YouTube? This is Ross Magas with Not Real Life, and as you can see, today we're going to be talking about the DualSense, the new controller for the PS5, which has just been introduced a couple of days ago. It looks like it was on the 7th, and as you can see, I'm a week late, but you know, whatever, better late than never. And I actually have no idea what people have been saying about this, so I just wanted to go over some of my thoughts real quick and take a look. This is the article. I recommend you read it. It's on the PlayStation blog. Forget Predators, the game. This is not about that. And it's a pretty quick read. It's not that long. Apparently, it's by Hideaki Nishino, Senior VP, Platform Planning and Management. Let's see. And if you haven't read it already, it really just talks about how they're introducing the sense of touch and how they've changed some things on the controller. You've probably heard about all of these by now. Apparently the PS4 controller was widely well received. I don't know. I don't really care because I like it. But and this is actually one of the features I would like to bring up that I am interested in, because I do like saving these little videos, and sometimes I don't upload them, but sometimes you do something really cool. It could be like you did a perfect combo or whatever, and then like you hit like share real quick just to save the video, and you get to keep it and then do something with it later, even if you may or may not. That's up to you. You might be doing the GIF editors, that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. But they've changed that. It looks like it's going to be called the Create button now. We still have the Options button, but before I guess we get to all of that, let's take a look at this thing. I mean, like, look at it. It is black and white, and I think I don't even need to look at what people are saying. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to complain about the duotone thing. You know, white gets dirty and all this kind of stuff, but like, honestly, I think this looks pretty cool. It's pretty sleek. I'm liking this. I think if we really take a look at it, and I'll see if I can overlay this later. I think the actual spacing, even though it looks so different, it looks so curved right up here, where the way you hold it is not going to be that different. It does kind of remind me of that silver boomerang that was supposed to be the PS3 controller, and which I didn't hate, but it was too pointy at the bottom, so the ergonomics on that one might not have been too good. But let's take a look a little bit more. Nothing that much appears to have changed on the controller. They did take out the colors, as you can see, but honestly, I don't know if we need those colors. We all know that the placement of the buttons is the way it is, and the only issue I think would come up is when you're switching between console systems. So if you go to Xbox, you'll get thrown off because I actually don't know what the button is here. I'm pretty sure it's X and Y and A and B, and I don't remember which side is which, but the buttons do the same thing regardless of what platform you're playing on. Let's see. After thoughtful consideration, we decided to keep much of what gamers love about the DualShock intact. Yeah. This is something that is interesting to me, like, because they're putting it like right on Front Street, right? So like right here, article headline, DualSense. So haptic feedback appears to be the new big thing they're trying to push, and that's interesting to me because I'm not sure how they designed for that. I'm not a game designer, but it is interesting. Like, when you think about what they could do, there could be a variety of inputs, I guess, that could come on. Maybe it's going to be like the Switch ones, but I would hope better because it's a bigger controller. I mean, yes, I know the Pro controller is about the same size, if not bigger, but the Switch Pro controller needs to have parity with the Switch. What do they call those things? The Joy-Cons, and hopefully they would have been able to see what they were doing with it. And like, I mean, we can all complain about it, but I guess everyone seems to do this kind of thing across the industry. So they're just going to take that and iterate on it, hopefully to the next level. I'm interested to see where it is. They're talking about the triggers somewhere in there, and you can see it's basically, oh, okay, let's scroll around. It's basically going to look the same on the corner. I actually don't think they showed the back end, but they were saying that there's going to be some haptic feedback when you pull in the triggers. They make reference to like driving a car through mud so that it would feel kind of squishy, or maybe there's like some resistance there. Um, but precisely what that is, I don't really know. And as you can see, it's a pretty short article, so I don't really talk very much. But one thing I would like to talk about, and this I have talked with somebody about it, it's actually my brother, uh, and the color is actually a really drastic change. So we've had gray, black, black, and then what people were expecting black, but they've gone to this like white and black thing. So I think they're trying to set us up to know, and my brother thinks this as well, that they're trying to change something up, at the very least in how we perceive the console. Maybe we can argue that like there isn't very much done, but they're doing something. And I was one of the people who really enjoyed Mark Cerny's GDC talk, and that was all technical stuff that I didn't even know was possible because I'm not really technically minded like that. But I really did enjoy hearing about it. Clearly, they're trying to make a different change, and I think the color is going to be the clearest indication of that. You will have noticed on the last picture, let's go back to that, the light bar is not here anymore, which is pretty good because certain games, like if you take a look at the current Resident Evils, your health indicator is also on the light bar. So you could look at it, but you have to look down and like flip the controller back up to look at yourself. So this would be nice. It'd be faster. This is the create button, as I think we went over that already. I can't tell if there's anything different with the D-pads right here. They just look real slick. And I did notice a lot. I imagine, but I just noticed that this thing is like a little anti-mic, so it might be actually to turn your mic off. I like this little texturing look in here. I wonder if they're gonna do something. Well, the touchpad's still clearly here, so I wonder if it's gonna be more than just the two clickies and the touch, or it could just be like click, click, or maybe click, 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 click. 4 buttons plus touchscreen, and you could swipe left, right, up, down. Who knows? I hope they take more advantage of that. The speaker's still here, as we can see. There's, I guess, I hope the texturing is pretty. Actually, I don't destroy my controller, so I don't have an issue with the texturing. And I wonder if they're gonna put like a different texture on the plastic itself between these two different colors, because then that would be an interesting take, because I could see that would help push forward the concept of DualSense, because they're really pushing in the immersion aspect on this console, I guess, if we take into account not only what was talked about on the controller itself with the actual name, DualSense, but the GDC talk also focused on all the the tertiary technology around how to create better audio mapping that gives you a more surround feeling by creating thousands of points and merging the points in a gradient method to help you, that kind of thing. Ray tracing and all that cool stuff that is beyond my ability to explain. It just seems like they're definitely trying to go immersion, because I guess we're at that point where we can't have a jump graphically between, like, say, what happened between the PS1, PS2, and maybe the PS2 to PS3. Because the PS3 to PS4, I'm sure people will say, like, yeah, there was huge graphical differences that weren't capable on the older console. That might be because of the difficulty to produce for it, which they spoke about at the GDC talk, and the capability, the much easier capability. And then there was the whole Blu-ray transition. I think that was PS3. I can't recall. So I guess discs are just getting bigger and all that kind of stuff. But now with the solid state drive and that kind of thing, helping reduce load times and different processing parameters to allow the games to process differently so it could process faster. It just seems like they're definitely focusing on something aside from graphical output. One thing I am noticing now that I'm taking a look at it, I'm seeing that there's this really wide taper, I guess you can say. Um, it's a really nice taper here, but it looks like it's still going to retain the flat spot where the controllers are. So this will actually, you know what? All of this might not even matter until you get a hold of it. This is all, I guess, just speculation at this point. As you can clearly see, these images are 3D renderings, not an actual physical model of the final unit. Uh, it would be cool if they do multiple colors as well, but I guess that's something they're going to do later on because they always do that with the controllers. But I guess big deal. Like this is clearly going to show us what the console should look like. It's going to have this dual tone, 2575. It looks like black to white, and I guess the light bar is going to be the same. It's going to have different colors depending on the mode it's in. I wonder how heavy it is. If they said I think they said they worked on reducing the weight. But yep, here as like we were saying, our goal is to give gamers the feeling of being transported into the game. So immersion really is the name of the game. It seems like this time, and they're trying to fill up every little thing around, tertiarily around just looking at a big screen. That in itself actually is pretty immersive. So, and I think we've all learned how to ignore things that are not on the screen. Change the angle of the hand triggers. Okay, that's nice. Subtle changes to the grip. I guess they're probably worried about people who have smaller hands or maybe bigger hands. Designers were then able to draw the lines of how the exterior controller would look and feel, with the challenge of making the controller feel smaller than it really looks. Battery life. Okay, so hopefully it'll be longer battery because the PS3 battery was actually pretty long, the DS3, and I think the DS4 had not a really good battery life. But it's good for any session, and I guess depending on your setup, you might not even worry about that because you might be close enough to your monitor that or screen that you can just keep it plugged in all the time. I guess some people must have complained about how heavy it was. I don't have a complaint with that. Um, I guess the being heavy might also give a false sense of like this is made better, or giving light inversely could give a false sense of that this is cheaper. And let's see, adaptive triggers into the L2R2 DualSense. You could truly feel the tension in your actions. So yeah, clearly we're talking immersion right now. It's interesting because like these are all like design problems, I guess, for someone on the back end at say Naughty Dog or Sucker Punch, for them to figure out. And I wonder how much of this is gonna. Actually, you know what? I'm just really looking forward to all of this. Who knows what we're gonna see? I think the controller looks awesome. Let me know down below if you think it looks awesome. Leave a like if you do. If you hate it, well, leave a like anyway because you're a good person. We love you too. And it doesn't matter if it looks nice. You'll probably get a color that you will find that looks nice. Well, actually, you know what? Tell me why you don't think it looks nice. If you don't, do you just hate that the white because you think it's gonna get dirty? Because white can do that, but I think it gives it a really nice clean look, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this thing. Who knows if we'll get a console delay? They're saying they won't, but you know, with all the things going on right now in the world, we need every little thing to help us keep our minds off of it and something to come together around. So for all of us PlayStation people and non-PlayStation people who are listening to this, thank you for watching. Well, I guess that's it for the DualShock 5. Oh, excuse me, DualShock. I'm so used to saying that. The DualSense 5. The DualSense 1, I guess, technically, because it's not been the DualSense before, but they'll probably call it the DS5 in shorthand. And if you like this, hit that like, help me out. I am a single father, so you know, and I know deep down, not deep down, even on the surface, deep down, all around, you're a great person. So hit that like and subscribe here to help get me going, and we'll get you more content as soon as we can. I keep saying we. We are not Venom. Hopefully, we'll see the console soon. But it looks like they're playing everything really calculated, really close to the vest, and really quiet. So it's interesting. It's got everyone wondering, I think, what it's gonna be like and when it's gonna be revealed. If we're still gonna get it this year, who knows? This is Ross Magas with Not Real Life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.